The soldiers had just assembled, when shell fragments were already whistling past. This was from the early days of the war, combat footage of a Ukrainian assault on a village. In the command post, the commander's objective was clear: clear the Russian forces entrenched in the village. As the operation began, the Ukrainians opened with an artillery barrage. This is standard procedure to suppress enemy heavy fire. Though later in the war they were on the defensive, in the early stages, Ukraine could still match Russian firepower. Mortar shells rained down on Russian positions. Several tanks and armored vehicles were hit directly. Seeing the Russian heavy weapons damaged, Ukrainian troop carriers immediately stormed the village. Jumping from the vehicles were the Kraken International Mercenary Unit. They quickly took positions to cover following vehicles, pouring more troops onto the battlefield. This unit was well equipped, each man carrying a rocket launcher. Their objective was clear: seize the area with tank support. Instantly, gunfire and explosions erupted in the streets. The battle became a stalemate. The scene was chaotic. Russian resistance was stiff. The Ukrainian forces dared not advance rashly, instead relying on heavy weapons to bombard suspicious houses. Seeing the frontal assault stall, the commander decisively ordered a flanking maneuver. While the main force drew fire, a team of soldiers quietly moved to the flank. Seizing the moment the Russians were distracted, they launched a surprise attack. Bullets poured through the windows as they stormed the interior. Inside, danger lurked everywhere. Everyone was on high alert, fearing a gun barrel might appear from any corner. They cleared each room with a volley of fire, eliminating any resistance. Soon, the enemies inside the house were eliminated. But as they tried to replicate this tactic and push forward, the unexpected happened. Just as they rounded a corner, they were met with a hail of machine gun fire and shrapnel. Quick reacting soldiers hit the deck, but many were not fast enough, suffering heavy casualties. While desperately covering their withdrawal, reinforcements arrived. Having learned a bloody lesson, they no longer advanced recklessly. Instead, they provided fire support from cover. At this point, the main actors in the fight were the tanks from both sides. Infantry could only hug the ground, trying to avoid being caught in the clash of steel beasts. Just as the Ukrainians were about to breach the defensive line, the Russian counterattack came like a thunderclap. A dense barrage of rockets rained down, covering the entire area. The saturation strike not only destroyed the lead Ukrainian tanks, but also completely shattered the soldiers' will to attack. They cowered behind ruined walls,